You might want to buckle up, baby.
And now get ready for WTF.
You want to prove once for all that I'm better than you? Strap up.
Bring it on, Big Brother Tim, man.
Whose take is first? Brought to you by TireOutlet.com. Wholesale prices, premium service.
You know, Dan, I feel for the coaches in this game. I feel that they both, for their level and stature, are underrated. Doug Marrone has not gotten his due. Now, maybe he's got to do it a little bit longer, and he will, but he's just still kind of looked as that Joe everyman. No one, he's not a wordsmith. He's not a Hollywood matinee good looks. He's just a guy, But and Andy Reid, it gets held to this a prisoner to not having a Super Bowl, and it keeps him from being regarded as, in my mind, the second best coach in the NFL behind Bill Belichick.
Hold on a second. I have to do this, and I have to ask Lauren Brooks a question. Have you ever seen Andy Reid punt, pass, and kick?
It's great.
Have you ever seen it?
I think I've seen it before.
What sticks out about it?
You would know.
Google it right now.
Yeah,
Andy,
I
Google it right now.
It's a funny thing.
I want to watch your reaction. Andy Reid, punt, pass, and kick. As she Googles it, I'll tell everybody what it is.
He was wearing, I think, a Rams. If I remember.
He was wearing a Rams.
This is great. Wait till you see it.
December 13th, 1971?
Yeah.
Click on it.
Yeah, click on it. Watch it.
Watch it for a second. Look at Andy Reid.
Yeah, here we go. Here's the flashback.
It's very funny.
He's a big guy. Oh, yeah, that's right.
Like
all the other kids are like tiny.
Yes. Andy Reid was in that punt, pass, and kick at 12 or 13.
Twice as big.
And he's the most enormous kid you've ever seen.
Massive.
Yeah.
And it always struck me when they dug that out.
It's funny. I have a.
It is the greatest.
I'm going to divulge some family secrets, but this is also the exact same thing. But my wife has a bunch of sisters, like 15, 16 of them, actually 3.
Yes.
But the 2 youngest ones are separated by maybe 2 years in age. But one of them was always super tall, and the other's, now just a normal 5'5" woman. But the other one was always just like
right.
And so the younger one is in ballet, and so because you know how you do with kids are around the same age, you put the older one in as well. But there's also some famous home video that runs through the family archives of at a recital where it looks like there's a bunch of 8-year-olds and a 14-year-old.
Yeah.
It's insane. She's mortified. I think ultimately she did, and this it's serious. I think she did ultimately find, corral, and destroy the tape.
Really? Hated it that much?
Oh, hated it.
Yeah.
And it come out at Christmas, and everyone's ha-ha, and you're like, oh, God.
Did she end up being like 6 foot tall? Or?
She's tall. She's a tall girl, yeah.
But
she's
not
probably 5, 9.
But she was 5'9" at 8.
She was just, I don't know the ages exactly. I just do know that even though she's not that far apart in age, she was twice as big as every other girl.
Like Andy Reid's a big man. He's 6'3", but if you saw that, you thought he was going to end up being like 6'10".
But back to, Andy Reid's got the 10th most wins in the history of the NFL. He went to the Kansas City Chiefs, took over a 2-4 team just like the Jags, and he's done double digits every year. He's the surest thing that this side of Bill Belichick when it comes, if you want to win, if you want a winning team, hire Andy Reid. It's a guarantee.
He's a great coach.
Yeah.
He did a lot of good things. The Philadelphia thing went a little south, and it was good for him to leave there just because
it was time.
And on a personal note, there were some issues there with his
son. One of his sons died of a drug overdose.
Yeah, it was very sad.
Very, very tough.
And so, but what a likable dude, and he's had the Chiefs in the playoffs 4 out of 5 years. Listen, it's hard to work up a healthy hate for Kansas City Chiefs because they've never done anything, and they've been to the postseason so many times and they've been the disappointment. And unfortunately, Andy Reid has won one playoff game since he's been in Kansas City, so that's the bugaboo on those guys as they get excited and they have Mahomes, and that place will be packed. Though they're good football fans out there. So with all that said, Beef, what is it that you'd like to ask us this morning about the Jags and the Chiefs?
Thank you, Dan.
Yes.
Before I do, as always, we encourage the Googans to share their hot takes on the text line driven by Duval Ford, 641-1010. One lucky texter during WTF will get a pair of tickets to 1010XL night coming up at the Alhambra next Wednesday, October 10th. It'll come with dinner, and the Alabama tribute band Tennessee River will be out there cranking it up all night. Brooks, you'll be out there, right?
I'll be out there. Frank will be out there.
How are we doing? We still have tickets available for that?
Tickets are available, and listeners can get a special if they call 641-1212. I don't know if they're open right now, but
Dan, have you decided? I know they were asking you to open for them. Is it on your schedule? Will you be able to maybe do a 3-song set?
Let me
audition
real quick. Song of the South. Sweet potato pie, baby, shut my mouth.
So that'd be a no. Okay,
No?
let's
Okay.
continue with the.
All right.
But yeah, it
WTF.
will be a lot of fun.
We
Normally,
finally got a WTF and WTF.
yeah, normally tickets are $129 for 2 tickets, including dinner and parking. But for our listeners, for 1010XL listeners, if you just mention 1010XL, it'll be $89 for 2 tickets.
Nick, you ever been
I
to
was
the
walking
All
on high cotton.
Have you ever been to the All
I have.
Yeah.
Did you see a play, a musical? What did you see?
Yes.
Do you remember?
Like years ago, probably 20 years ago, wasn't it?
It's been a while.
Yeah, I went growing
Been a
up,
while.
but I hadn't been until last summer. Brian and I went and saw Steel Magnolias,
Oh.
and it was fantastic.
Yeah, it's good stuff. It's
And
a
so
fun
I'm really
night.
looking- yeah,
It's
it
a
really
great-
is. I'm looking
for
forward to it.
dudes. It makes the missus happy. It's a great little date night.
Yeah, and this obviously when a band is playing
closer
Alabama
you
songs,
get-
that's fun. The further I fall.
Somebody,
the further I fall.
somebody found Wikipedia. Beef, we need a question. I'm sorry I asked. There are still tickets available.
There are still
the
tickets available.
question-
641-1212.
Yeah.
You know-
Option 1010XL.
You know, Alabama is fraternity brothers of mine.
I did not know that.
Yes, in case you're wondering.
Wow.
Go ahead. What's the question?
Well-
the question, you jerk!
The question is, I mean, you
John
guys talked
McEnroe.
about it. There's a lot being made about
Ask
this
the
game.
question!
It's the marquee game in the NFL this week, and there's a lot of implications involved in it. Just how big of a swing is it, though, one way or the other, win or lose? Is it really?
I think
as
it's
big as being
huge.
set
I think
up?
it's I think that part is being underplayed. Again, the Jaguars aren't getting ahead, and the fan base isn't getting ahead of itself by positioning for the postseason. And if you want to win a Super Bowl, which obviously everyone does, winning a division and having home field are imperative. I don't think the Jaguars are going to win the Super Bowl if they don't. And so you've already beaten the Patriots, who will be in that tiebreaker conversation most likely. But so far in the NFL, the best team, at least in the AFC, and you could argue in the entire league, has been the Kansas City Chiefs. So what a great measuring stick. I like the matchup. I mean, I think a top defense beats a top offense. This Chiefs offense, Dan, hasn't had much adversity yet this year. They're going to have more adversity in this game than they've had the other four combined.
Yeah, they had some adversity on Monday night. That was a good game. Mahomes wasn't awesome early on, and he did rally him back with 10 points in the fourth quarter. They are a quick strike team, so you have to be aware of that. I don't think it's – I mean, look, I think it's huge in terms of it's a great game and it's fun. But if the Jaguars go out to Kansas City and they lose a close game 21-17, the sky's not falling. I guess that's the best way for me to say it. Then you're 3-2, and you just got to make sure you start taking care of business and stacking up some W's. But it's a great opportunity, I look for the Jaguars to try to find a way to get a victory. So it's so early in the season, but you are right about one thing. It's only 16-game season, so at some point we always do this, and it's always going to happen unless you win every single one of them. And even if you go 12-4, and there's a team that's 13-3, and you go, oh gosh, if we had won that one game, shoot, we would have been hosting this game instead of going to that city.
You get some breathing room if you win this game. Now you can lose. You can drop a game to the Dolphins. I'm just picking a team out of
you want to
win.
You want to win your divisional games first, your conference games second, and then the out of conference games third. And this is an AFC game, so yes. And it was nice. It's nice to have that win over the Patriots in our back pocket. But somehow, when the smoke clears, we all know the Patriots are still going to be 12-4. 11-5, and so I don't know. Like I said, I agree with you to a point, but we can always play the old adage of every game is huge in the NFL because there's only 16 of them. So we can sit here and go, and it's the first game of the second quarter, and you got to go to Dallas the week after, and the second quarter is a tough schedule, and so there's a lot of reasons why you want to win it. But it would be a really nice feather in their cap.
Well, one thing is for sure, the national spotlight is continuing to build. This is the game of the week. It may not be in prime time. It might not be your Sunday night football game, but it is the game of the week. The two best teams hooking up, so some national perspective comes. I heard Boomer Esiason say really one of the more uninformed national perspectives I've heard.
What did he say?
Beef, could I get Phil Simms and Boomer Esiason on this week's Chiefs-Jags game? Now, Simms will start first, and his thoughts on the offensive line of Kansas City aren't that different from how Doug Marrone feels about the Kansas City Chiefs offensive line. But then Boomer Esiason, in the attempt to be the smartest guy in the room, becomes the dumbest real quick. You ready?
Can Blake Bortles keep up with Patrick Mahomes?
The Kansas City Chiefs, they have a very good offensive line, and I think that offensive line can control, at least to an extent, as much as it needs to, Jacksonville's defensive line. And I think Patrick Mahomes is going to continue to make plays. He's not lucky. He's really
Fair
good.
enough.
And remember, Leonard Fournette is out for the Jacksonville Jaguars. However, I think they're more of a diverse offense with T.J. Yeldon playing for them. I actually think that the Kansas City Chiefs will put up a lot of points on this number one defense at home in front of their fans. And I'll tell you, something special's happening.
Boomer
in
has
Kansas
them better
City.
with TJ, so rest easy, everyone. The Jags are better with TJ Yeldon than.
I think we've been down that road before, and
What the hell kind of comment is that?
Well, that's because he missed a game where it's silly.
But still,
Yeah,
I mean,
you're right.
honestly,
Yeah.
you're talking to the nation, and you're basically saying the Jags are better without Fournette. What the hell?
No, they're not.
Yeah, no, at all.
If we could have Leonard Fournette this weekend, I would be really excited.
Sure, you would, and they need him every week. And now at this point, if you can somehow get wins without him, it's that much more impressive. They didn't have him against the Patriots,
Right.
right? I mean, let's not leave these facts out. And at some point, he will become dispensable. By the way, at some point, if you keep winning, and you can't rely on a guy. Your vision of him and the position moving forward is going to change. I'm not insinuating at all that the Jags are to that point, but they can get there if this guy can't get and stay healthy.
I like it.
All right. How'd we do? I thought so.
I thought you did great.
Well, Alabama.
Custom Tree Surgeons.
Oh,
Thursday.
yeah.
Go inside the injury report. Doc Evan Murphy next on The Drill.